Hey everybody, welcome to the Mojo One Channel. I am your host. I hope everybody is doing good. Man, I had a crazy week I want to share with you guys. This is some story time stuff. But before we get started, you know what time it is. It's hammer time. Oh man, the batteries are getting a little low on that. Doesn't sound very convincing there, CD. So, what are we gonna? Oh, there now it wakes up. Now we're gonna do some Outlaw Georgia Peach. You can use the code MUDJUG. Remember, 10% off on outlawdip.com. But I haven't done the Georgia Peach in a while. I want to switch it up a little bit. This can has already been opened and it's still juicy. Not too bad. Had it in the fridge. We're gonna load our lip with this fancy goodness, some lip candy. I gotta say, man, I think that's one of the better flavors, that peach, man. Don't you agree, CD?
I think it's my top.
Yeah.
Then it's watermelon.
Yep. I feel that peachiness already. That's good. My drug of the day is the Cryptic Pontus. We do have a few of these left. We do our blown jugs out, like I said in the last 3 videos. Get them while you can, because most of the stuff that's on there is going to be retired, especially discount stuff. But anyways, guys, I wanted to share something with you. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do story time, and I figured, what? No better time than the present, because I went to Florida, and I flew into Pensacola, and I took part in a, oh my gosh, where do I start? It's called the Man of War Crucible. You can look them up on Instagram, Men of War Crucible, all one word. You'll see some videos on there. You'll see my big ass in there. And I signed up for this several months ago. And you guys know that I'm always I'm striving to improve myself, work on myself, grow, evolve, become stronger mentally, physically, spiritually, all that good stuff. And I came across the Man of War Crucible, and I said to myself, this is something that I could really do to get out of my comfort zone and get to the next level. Because I really feel that a lot of times in life we get comfortable, we get complacent. And in David Goggins' book, by the way, great book, by the way, I suggest you guys pick it up, Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins, ex-Navy SEAL. His book, he talks about how we, especially as men, we get comfortable and we get complacent. And he talks about the power of the mind, etc. So I won't go into it. I want to tell you the story of what I did. So the Man of War Crucible is 5 days, and I can't give you a lot of details because I have signed a confidentiality agreement. So I have to be very careful as to what I say. But it's 5 days, and it literally is like, let me just put it this way. There were guys in there from all different branches of the military. And those guys were dropping like flies. So the whole point of it is like a warrior training, and it's pushing yourself physically and to realize the limitations that we put on ourselves physically and otherwise because of our minds. And I don't want to say, go out there and say that it was Navy SEAL training, because that's a whole nother level. But a lot of the guys who were in the military, who were in the Man of War Crucible, they dropped out. So comparing it to boot camp, no. These guys even said this is nothing like boot camp. I'm sure Chris will put a couple photos up here. As you can see, I want to show you guys my hands. And the swelling has gone down. Just 5 days of brutality. And now in Pensacola this time of year, the water is cold, and we were in the water. Oh my gosh, we did it. All kinds of stuff. You guys check out their Instagram page, you'll see. And it's all about the mentality. It really was, because there was guys in there that were triathletes that were dropping out. And we started with 28 guys on day 1, and only 19 graduated, and I was one of them. I'm very proud of that accomplishment. It really took my level of fearlessness to a whole nother level, because I realized what I am capable of doing, even at my old age, what I'm capable of doing, and I'm proud of that. And for graduating, we got this Man of War ring, which is pretty cool. We had a black tie graduation event after, and it's all about the brotherhood. It's really about the brotherhood and working together as a unit. I will say they fed us really well. They better, because they were putting us through the ringer. Oh my gosh, the things that they made us do. And I trained, guys. I've been training for 3 months knowing this was coming up. There's no amount of training in the world that you could do to prepare yourself for something like this. The surprises and the not knowing, I mean, and we went real dark in some places, boys. The owner who runs this thing, he's an ex-DEA guy, and he's trained people all over the world, armies and in different countries. And I mean, this guy is the real deal. Now, it was very physical, but like I said, a lot of it was mental, and there's a lot of warrior conduct, a lot of warrior codes that they follow. We actually meditated as well, and it was really about controlling the mind and your thoughts and the breathing. Right? There were situations, man, that we were in, man. If you weren't in control of your thoughts and your breathing, you were done. Guys were freaking out. Guys were quitting. You know, we had a little boxing. Thank God I have some skills there, and I put the beat down on a dude, which felt pretty good. I felt bad after, but you know, what are you gonna do? And you get evaluated as the process goes along, and there's certain confidence tests that you have to pass. Let's just say some of them involve being in the water and getting your ass kicked, etc., etc. And if you didn't pass those tests, you're out. If you wanted to quit, you're out. If you got injured and couldn't continue, you're out. They want to weed out the weak, and then invite whoever graduates into that brotherhood. Now there's networking involved after the fact with people who make it through, business ventures, etc. So there's a whole big reason as to why I chose to do this. But I'm gonna lose a couple toenails. I know one for sure, my big toe. I jammed that thing one day. I can't really tell you how I did it because it'll kind of give things away, and I have to be careful, like I said. But guys, the biggest part, the biggest issue, the hardest part was the cold. Getting in, having to be in the freaking creek and water and being soaking wet and full of sand and just chafing all day and just shivering and being in wet clothes in that cold weather. Oh my God. That was the most unbearable part. I mean, I don't know why I didn't choose to do it in May. Or even in June or July. I would have taken 85, 90 degree humid weather over freezing ass cold, knowing that I had to be in the freaking water like I did. But some of the stuff that we did, man, just, you would look at it and you just like, that's physically impossible. What? But we got it done. It was crazy. And hardest thing I've ever done. By far the hardest thing I ever done. And what I did was they fed us good, like I said. I just took it meal to meal. Get to breakfast, get to lunch, get to dinner, and then day's done. And then the next day, same thing. I just took it in phases, because if you start thinking about all the shit you got to do for the next 3, 4, 5 days, you just mind fuck yourself. And so if anybody wants to, and it costs money to do, we paid to get beat up. But if anybody really wants to take themselves to the next level, mentally, spiritually, physically, I highly recommend checking out the Men of War Crucible, because that is whole nother level stuff, man. Unbelievable. I look back at it and I just think to myself, how in the hell did I actually complete this? It was that taxing. And you guys know I train hard. I run and I bang weights, and I prepared specifically for this event. Oh my gosh, it was brutal. I ended up being the biggest guy that graduated. There's a couple guys there that were bigger than me, but they ended up dropping off, and they kept saying, it's always the big guys, always the big tough guys that are dropping off. So that was kind of funny. And I was actually the second to oldest guy there. There was a guy there that was 56 years old, and he looked like nothing, and he finished. Crazy. This dip goes out to the brothers in the Man of War Crucible. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Everybody's been asking for story time and get a little more personal. And I like to do these from time to time. I like to share what I'm up to. A lot of good stuff coming down the pipe with Mud Jug. We'll keep you informed and up to date on that. And if you want to get your ass kicked and really learn who you are and find your warrior spirit, check out the Man of War Crucible. You won't regret it, or maybe you will. So I'll leave you with this. Always be a man, reach for that can, because ain't dipping, ain't shit. You ain't packing, you slacking. And in your life, if you want a little more, I suggest you check out the Man of War. I'm out. Here goes. Just stick her in, and you just blow it up there.